r/entitled parents. 3. The little shit that ruined my Halloween. This isn't as much entitled parents as it is entitled kids and completely incompetent parents. So, in my house, Halloween is like advanced Christmas. We aren't just into it, we are it. My dad starts setting up well over a month in advance, and we have some stuff, to my chagrin, up all year. The whole property, all the way around, has hundreds of decorations. So, this year my dad drove over an hour to get the last Jack Skellington animatronic available in our entire state. It costs around $300, but he had to have it to match our Sally by the entrance. So, backstory out of the way. So while my dad's out there amongst the animatics, giving tours and talking with our literal professional clown friend who's helping out, I'm on candy duty. So a large group of kids comes to the door and immediately knocks Jack over, because they are all wanting to crowd and not wait in line. But it wasn't damaged yet. They then almost knocked over Sally as I put up Jack. Eventually he's standing up, and I can give them their candy. So I don't even get a chance to say, take two or take a handful. This kid just takes a handful, then another. I tell him okay, that's enough, and he takes another handful, saying wow, this is so much. I once again tell him that's enough. As I take the bowl and move it to the other side of the door, closer to the other boys, he reaches for a fourth and I move his hand away. Finally all kids have candy. Everything's fine, right? I can finally give the two little princesses who showed up their treats too now. Well, I guess I was wrong. As I'm reaching the bowl out to the girls, I see the kid grab Jack and knock him forward. On purpose. It feels like slow motion as he tips forwards and pop off with his head. Jack is laying on the ground, beheaded, and I'm just standing there shocked as I see this kid walk away. The poor girl was trying to ask if she can take two, but I was so shocked it took me a while to reply and was awkward. I still feel bad, because it wasn't the girl's fault. I wish I could have told them a cheerful happy Halloween. After I give the girls their candy, I straighten up Jack and assess the damage. And yep, he's dead. I mean dead, not his usual undead self. Wires had a completely clean break, the plastic did not. So no hope of twisting the wires back, or fitting the head on. After a minute, I go to the group of parents and ask if they are the parents of the group. They say yes, and I tell them how a kid purposely knocked over Jack, while he is currently punching our inflatables. They all immediately knew which kid it was, and said something around yeah, he can be a little rough, in a very boys will be boys dismissive way. Later I found, according to my dad, the kid was still kicking and punching the inflatables after I left, as the dad stood there, and the mom said stop once but not actually doing anything. I eventually found my dad and told him what happened. To say he looked like someone kicked his puppy, as he held Jack's head, would be an understatement. I told him he can talk to the parents since they are still here, they might listen to an adult man more than a petite woman. But he couldn't find whose parent was whose, as none of the parents stepped up to take responsibility for their kid, so he didn't say anything. He's still been kind of down, and I've been off. It's his favorite day, and I'm so upset that parents will just stand there and not even care, and think they shouldn't even be sympathetic that their kid destroyed someone's expensive property because they are a spoiled brat. This Halloween has been a bad year. Son's great-grandma physically assaulted me, and she still feels entitled to see her great-grandchild. So this happened back in August. My son's great-grandma and her husband would pick up MS, my son, who is 3 years old and autistic, from daycare every day and would keep him until I get off work. The day the assault occurred was on a Friday. I had Fridays off at the time, but I only dropped MS off at daycare that day to run errands, plus I had an appointment. If I took MS to daycare on Fridays, EGG, entitled great-grandma, would always ask me if I needed her or her husband to pick MS up. I went to daycare only to find out MS was already picked up. I text EGG to let her know I was on my way to pick him up. No one was home when I arrived at her house. Tried calling and texting her, but no answer. I drove to a nearby park instead of driving all the way home. She called back 20 minutes later, and I politely let her know that I would like for her to let me know if she's going to pick up MS. She replied whatever, and I hung up. As soon as I arrived at her house, she said that I need to stop being ignorant, in reference to what I told her earlier. I told her it was only common courtesy to let me know if she's going to pick up my child. Then EGG asked if I had received her text message earlier that day. I told her I hadn't noticed if I received a message. Sometimes I clear my notifications without looking at what they are. She told me his grandma, her daughter, wanted to see MS. She didn't ask, she told me. I told her that grandma has a phone, and she can call/text and ask me. I don't do the whole pass the message along bullcrap. EGG followed me outside as I'm taking MS to my car. She got in my face and pointed her finger in my face, telling me I needed to knock my shit off. I opened my mouth to respond to her, and she grabbed me by my throat, leaving a bruise. She denied ever doing such a thing, and claimed she only pushed me. Of course, MS was scared and screaming. Her husband got in between us and had to separate us. As I got in the car, she was laughing and playing with MS, as if nothing happened. I told her to get away from him and she said, "Or what? What are you gonna do?" Police were called and I filed an emergency restraining order until there was a hearing to determine if there needed to be a permanent, as what the judge called it, restraining order. Fast forward to 2 days ago, there was the hearing. Judge listened to both sides, and EGG lied about 99.99% of her testimony. She claimed she was in fear for her own safety, and all I did was yell and scream at her. In the police report, she went as far as to claim I drug MS out of her house by his arm. Her husband claimed he didn't see anything. Anyways, during the court hearing, the judge granted the restraining order for 3 years for me and MS. EGG did not once take responsibility for her actions. Her response to the judgment was, "Well, I don't think it's right that she's taking away my great-grandson." The judge put her in her place by telling her that the mother, me, have constitutional rights to her child, not her. And she also told EGG that I have every right to protect my child. EGG still responded, "Well, I don't think it's right." Entitled Mother Demands We Give Non-Qualified Daughter a Job Working with Wild Animals. 2 women come in. One is an older woman, the other is a girl in her late teens or early 20s. The mother comes up and asks for a job application. This is how it goes. Me, "We don't have an application. You need to submit a resume and we will call you if we think you fit." "My daughter wants a job here." Me, "Okay, well then she will have to make a resume with her work history and qualifications. And submit it through our website." "What qualification?" Me, "Well, to work here you must have certain training. We deal with aggressive and sometimes very dangerous animals. You have to know how to work with them. You also need to know how to react in an emergency." "My daughter is great with animals. She worked for a farm last year." Me, "I'm sorry, but the animals we deal with are not farm animals. Some of them can and will kill you if given the chance." "Oh, you're being dramatic. I know you have teenagers from the school working here. It can't be that dangerous." Me, "They don't work here. They volunteer here for school credit, and they do not work with the aggressive animals." "Well, then she can work with the volunteers instead." Me, "No ma'am, that is our volunteers' jobs. Our employees' jobs are to handle the more aggressive animals. That's why we hire them." "Well then you can train her. Show her how to deal with the animals." Me, "No ma'am, we can't. We do not have time to do that. That's why we require the qualifications. This is not a school. Our employees are busy and can't spend their time babysitting her." "I want to speak to your boss." Me, "Okay. I go get Jax. Explain everything." Jax, "So Meg here tells me your daughter wants a job." "Yes." Jax, "Okay, well we are looking for a new tiger feeder. We do not know have we ever had a tiger here." "Tiger?" Jax, "Yeah, really feisty guy. I have been filling in for the last few weeks, and the thing almost bit my arm off the other day." Wait, what? Jax, yeah, wild animals, who knew? So if your daughter really wants the job, she's going to have to sign a contract releasing us of any fault in the event of injury or death. What? Jax, well, we work with dangerous animals. We have all our employees sign this. We can't risk being sued every time an animal attacks someone. We don't have our employees sign this. Though risk of injury is made clear in the job description, we maintain a very safe work environment. If something was to happen, they have really good health insurance and life insurance. Attacks. Jax, yeah, I get attacked all the time. Jax, but don't worry, only 2 people died, no one has died here. This was just Jax bullshitting. I think we are going to go. Her and her daughter runs out the door. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you want to see more like it. Comment below if you know any subreddits that you would like featured on the channel. See you in the next video, fellow roamer.